CPAC, we had Lance Wallnau just drop by. He's been a friend for a while. He's a neighbor in a sense. We're on Liftable Media together. And, you know, this is one of the guys that early on saw Donald J. Trump and said, that man's going to be president. So welcome, Lance, to Economic War Room.
I love being here. I love you. I love what you do. You know, what we need is really people that are actually so sold on the idea of what America is. I mean, I hear, you know, I have to kind of, I like you, I listen to a lot of different people. I interview people. And it was recently, I don't know who it was. You probably could tell me. But they said, you go to China, you can't say I'm a Chinaman. You go to Mexico, you can't say I'm a Mexican. But you can come to America and say I'm an American.
Right.
Because America isn't about the race of origin or the language. It's about the idea.
And the idea is liberty.
The idea is liberty. And that is the thing that has been gradually eroding. And it's happening. I mean, Kevin, you probably see this in so many ways. I don't even see it. But it's been such a gradual frog in the kettle that we've lost. To have a president deplatformed, to have ourselves censored, to be on media and think, I better not say this, but I can say this. And to do that mental gymnastics all the time because you're thinking about how it could affect your economic well-being.
Right.
To speak.
It's economic warfare being waged against the American people by globalists who have a history and background coming from the KGB. The Marxists have set this up well before the wall fell. They said, we'll rebrand and bring it back a different way. And that's exactly what they've done.
Do we have any historic precedent for a populist movement that can turn the tables on the elites and educate them enough to be able to say this is a game and we're not going to play it?
I think that requires a move of God. I don't think it's possible in ourselves, but I think it's with man it's impossible. With God, all things are possible. I think if we have a revival of the Holy Spirit sweep through our nation, a new great awakening, absolutely it's possible.
And I agree with you. I think it's possible, and I think that maybe we should do an analysis of what took place. We got this pastor up in Canada right now, but he's been locked up. He's been arrested. He just went back and was arrested again. But he's from Poland, and Artur Pawlowski. And what he told me is that his mother was in the Polish uprising against the communists, and that his family was part of the spiritual awakening that in practical ways had civil disobedience to break the stronghold of communism off of Poland. And that the Catholic Church played a role in that because the Polish Pope went there to speak and they started chanting, "We want God, we want God." And it was that desire for God that mobilized, I think, their movement over the next 10 years. That would bring, I think that's what we need in America.
Communism cannot stand among a moral and religious people. It doesn't work. It never does. I'll tell you something else. Jesus said, if you can't be faithful with your unrighteous mammon, no one will ever trust you with true riches. If we want the true riches of liberty and security and values, we have to be faithful in our money, in our giving, our spending, and our investing. And that's one of the things most people don't get. We're not investing right. So on Wall Street,
there's a lot of money in the conservative, Christian, and pro-life Catholic community. I mean, there's a lot of money that's not disciplined in terms of the message it sends.
No, in fact, they're buying into this ESG argument. E stands for environment, S social, and G governance. What it really means is E, eliminate fossil fuels. S is social justice / critical race. And G is a gender agenda. You have to have a certain number of women and LGBTQ and races on your board. And that is what is being forced on us by Wall Street.
And now here's the key what you said. They're being brought into the boardroom where the governance is. The devil is so shrewd. He goes for the pilot's chair in the plane. I don't care if you got 400 Pentecostals. Al-Qaeda wants to break into the pilot's room.
That's
the left wants to take over the boardroom. And then when they're in the boardroom, the activists actually put pressure on the people that aren't activists and embarrass them, I guess make them bend the knee.
Not far from where we live is the international headquarters of ExxonMobil Corporation. At one time, the largest corporation in the world, and certainly one of the major energy players in the world. They just elected 3 new directors who say the use of fossil fuels is evil and must be eliminated.
How stupid can you get? It's like being in charge of the Twinkie factory and hating sugar. I mean,
Exactly.
What the heck? I expect energy people to at least defend energy.
Exactly. And
Yep,
what their intention is to put us all under globalist control, under their approach to energy.
I can't believe what you just said.
Yep. No, it's happening all the time. It's called the ESG agenda. And this is our opportunity to stand for LSV. So we train financial advisors at Liberty University. We're going to train 10,000 financial advisors with $1 trillion of capital and weaponize money, because Jesus said, if you can't be faithful with unrighteous mammon, who will ever trust you with true riches?
Tell me again, liberty?
Liberty, security, and values.